Okay, we've got a video I hadn't really planned to make, and I have ordered the Yak Attack kayak storage crate, I guess. I knew it didn't come in one piece. I thought it was going to be something I could kind of fold out and put a couple corners on, and I was very mistaken. So I figured I'd do a video. So we have the side panels, the top and bottom panels, the fishing pole holders, which it's great that you can put them on or leave them off if you want. We've got Kit A screws, Kit B, everything that was in Kit C that I dumped out too early, Kit D, and Kit E. I think there's more parts here than if I was assembling a Boeing 747. Obviously, I'm kidding. And we have some directions that I have 20/20 vision, and I'm going to need some reading glasses. And it's kind of odd because it's all in black and white, and there's no real good final picture of it for right there. I mean, I guess I can look something up online just to make sure everything's in the right place. But I'm actually going to follow the instructions for the most part. So here we go. I'm sure I'm going to like the product. I really wanted the product. I'm sure I'm going to love the product. It just has a lot of parts. So be warned if you're ordering it. All right. According to the directions, we need to put all our side walls together first. So that's there. Looks like we'll pop these in place. Make sure the word Yak Attack is facing the right directions. And I'm going to put those three, that is not right, because it is not equal or even at the bottom. All right. That's right. And that's right. It does say to do all these corners initially. It is all the 1-inch screws from Kit A. So I'll have to say that is very helpful. And I'm going to start putting these in. I'm going to put them in by hand because I don't want to use my driver or my battery operated drill and end up cracking the plastic. So I don't know that you all want to watch me put all these in. All right, being the genius that I am, I had it facing the wrong way. So we're going to slip that in there. There is a groove for that. And there you go. It's in there as fine as frog hair. And now we can put our fourth side on, and we'll come back after I've done that. All right, so you just watched me put all four sides on time lapse, and now you notice I'm back to three sides because I screwed up, got too far ahead of myself, and I did not put the base on before I put the fourth side on. So, yeah, shame on me. That's what I get for moving too fast and thinking that I knew what I was doing. So, ta-da. That is not exactly looking correct though. Something's wrong, and it's because I put it in sideways. Got to make sure these little slits right here have a groove for them to fit into down here. So that does not fit that way or that way. So that is the side. These are the bottom. This has to have a slit that goes in it. Yak Attack's facing the right way, so this is definitely going to be the bottom. And what? I'm not quite seeing it here in my brain. Actually, I think I am seeing it in my brain. There's a groove there. Oh, that's the groove it's supposed to be. All right, we're going to keep working on this a little bit more. All right, so we've got the 4 walls on and the base. As you can see, these are the 1-inch screws for the sides and to put the base on all 4 sides that came in pack A, and there are the proper exact number of screws. So we've made it all the way through step number 5. And now we're going to put the rubber feet on it, and then we're going to install the lid bumpers. And if it helps you all, I'll see if you can see this, it actually tells you of those lettered packs which bag those parts are in. So that's pretty helpful. All right, so we have those rubber corners on. We now need to put our lid. Your lid has the Made in the USA part on it instead of the Yak Attack. And we're going to put rubber bumpers right here. These bumpers just basically snap on, and there are no screws that go in those. We just got to have our... We've just got to have our glasses on to see which way they face. So we'll figure it out. Which quite honestly isn't exactly clear. These were also in pack B, just so you know. All right. Oh, I got you. So there's a curved section here, a slanted section, same as here. So that should match up. Took me a couple seconds to figure out. What that was. And they just pop right on. All right, looks like we're going to do step 8, 9, and 10, and 11, all to put the lid on. Looks like we're going to have to run the pin through the latches and get those screwed on the top. We'll get the latches screwed on, and then we'll attach it to the top of the box. Cool. Oh, and all of this stuff is in pack C. That's the bigger pack I showed, so that makes sense. Looks like, and I've already emptied that out onto the table. And it looks like, for the most part, most of the screws are the same size. There's some pins that are for the hinges, so looks like there won't be any really screws to mix up in here. So let's see if we can figure this thing out. Excuse me while I'm over here at my parts. So here will be your hinges, male and female. This indented part out here is for the outside that's visible, and that's what goes against your box. And here's what your pin is going to be like. And we're just going to slide that together. And there'll be a nut over here that goes on this side, and we'll screw that tight. See you when we're putting it on. Just a quick note, your latches look very similar to your hinges. Just don't get the two mixed up. So we've got our hinges assembled. According to the directions, this part that's more flat and this part that dips down here, this goes on the side, this goes on the top. And you'll see that you can pretty much pick whatever side you want to put them on, because they have it on all sides here. So I'm just going to put it over there so the USA is facing the hinges. Well, I shouldn't say facing, it's right side up when you open it up, and then the clasps will be over here. Well, I was going to say hinges work, but it probably helps when you put the other screws in. Good Lord. Okay, let's talk about a part that I really didn't like. This is the top of the latch system that goes on the top. Here are the pieces that go together on the bottom. So far, everything you've done here, the parts have been in the same bag until now. These were in bag C. You're looking around to see how they work. And you look back at the instructions, and these are in bag D. Not the end of the world, but if it's all a part of the latch, let's just put it all in part D. I know that sounds minuscule, but just something to advise you of if you're putting this on. All right, so you saw me put that other latch on. Basically, this part will be on the bottom, and I lined it up ahead of time. Although I already have the other one on, I put that there as if it was clasped, pulled it down. Make sure I could see which holes were there. Then I flipped it back up. Got the screws that came out of the right package, and I put it on. All right, now we're gonna attach the Omni corner brackets, and that should be these right here. And it shows that they're going right down below this first line on the illustration. So we're gonna get those put on. These were in package C with the other items. The question is, if we can see close enough, which way do they go up? Looks like they're gonna go like this. I think to make it easier, we're going to turn the box. I'm going to go on and latch that so the top's not flopping around. And we're going to screw them on just like that. Just like that. Cool, we'll get those on. All right, so I made a mistake. And I'm going to make mistakes so you don't have to. I actually put these on upside down. It wasn't explained really well in the instructions, but these go on, and then this is an item that can go through your shock cord, and it's meant to hook like that, and not like that. I guess either way would work, but it took me a little while to figure it out. So it is time to put the handles on. The directions say the handles are designed to go on the front and the back where the clasps and the are, but the screw holes are the same all the way around, and you can put them on the side if you want. My guess is they want it right there in case you want to use this slot on the front and back to maybe strap the top, but I think that would work just as good on the sides, and my preference is to put them on sides, not the front and the back. You can certainly place them anywhere you want. I've just decided, whoops, that I want to put them here on the sides. Same hole pattern is there. They all line up the same. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. If it will, just like I have before, I'll tell you when I screwed up and why we're redoing it. But this looks doable to me. Maybe it voids my warranty or something. Just kidding. But who really knows anymore, right? will tell you I'm glad I decided to use this driver instead of doing them all by hand. I certainly understand. It's not a really brittle plastic, so I really don't feel like, unless I was going to really torque down on something, that I would strip the screw holes. But that's up to you. So there's the first handle. We're going to put the second one on and see what's next. I will say they probably recommended the handle being on the front and the back, because most images you see, they have put the rod holders on the sides, and it could probably interfere a little bit. Like I said, I'm not planning on using the rod holders. They're really made for a pole to go in and a spinning reel or something there. And I fly fish, and it's just not usable for a fly rod. It's not going to hold in there, and I also don't want an 8 or a 9 foot fly rod sticking up in the air. So we're basically done. There are a few other things to put on here. Here are some hooks that can go on the top of the railing. I'm sorry, not the railing, on the rod holders. And there's some cord, shot cord for that to go in there. I don't need any of that. I'm going to be using this to put my battery and some other things in. This is the 13 by 13 by 13. I tell you, this is a really good size. I think, and this is what'll fit in my kayak where I'm going to put it properly. I think any bigger would just be way too much for me. And if I want to get some more storage, I'll buy the additional box that goes on top of this. So we'll finish up the video. I'll show you on my kayak. I'm actually going to, I know everybody's gonna say, oh my God, you're gonna do what? I'm actually gonna drill a hole in the side of this, and I'm gonna put a quick connect disconnect plug in here that goes to my Newport trolling motor, and then on the other side I'll have a 60 amp breaker, and it'll go to the battery that's going to sit in here. So, and that's for now. That might change, because I really don't want to drill a hole in it, but I do want to quick and disconnect. And I plan to put my battery in this. So here's where my Yak Attack box is going on my kayak. And it's because this is a tandem kayak. I can easily have this chair in a solo place and put it here, but it's going to be solo and tandem, and I'm just going to keep it here. Some interesting things. So there's 4 corner clasps here. There are 4 of these. However, there are only 3 cords and 3 hooks. Now there's some things in the directions about hooking them here or hook them on the rod holders. But anyway, I'm going to work something else out. I think I'm going to use just 2 cords, and each will have a hook here, and this part here will hook right here. That way I'll have 2, one on each side. But here's the real kicker. So I'm going to back up a little bit. You can see how far this is off the ground, the height of a sawhorse. My fault, but I came here, this was unlatched. It fell literally 4 feet onto soft grass, and here my top is already split and broken. So it's my fault, I dropped it, but that's not much for durability. So I'm certainly going to keep it. I'm not sending it back and saying I want another one because I'm the one that broke it. And I like it, but God, don't drop it, because if you drop it in soft grass and moss, it'll break it. So I'm going to work on this a little bit more, get it strapped on, get it so the electric goes through it like I want to, and then I'll do a final part of this.